The following is a Bergen-Fischer media production.
I'm more interested in the quality of my life than the quantity of my days. Dave Warnock. On September 22nd, 2019, I was watching one of my favorite YouTube shows, The Atheist Experience. The guest on that episode was a man who immediately captured my attention. He shared about a relatively new campaign called Dying Out Loud. In February of that year, Dave Warnock received news that no one would have been okay with. His doctor told him that he had ALS and that his life expectancy was very short. Dave went on to explain what his work was all about and what his plans were moving forward. This part was fairly predictable. What surprised me was how much encouragement he offered to the viewers. That really got me to thinking. How would I receive news like that? I mean, people always say that you can't know unless it happens to you, but I'm not sure that's completely true for me. When I get something as basic as a sprain, I get really depressed. When I'm bedridden with the flu, I just want to be left to my moping. ALS, though? I'm sure I'd become really toxic. Toxic is not a word that I would have used to describe this guy with the terminal diagnosis, though. If anything, it seemed to have unleashed the best possible version of him. What an inspiration. I was so excited to tell my girlfriend about him. You have to check this guy out, I told her. As many of you know, one of our other shows, When the Bow Breaks, shameless plug, deals with family estrangement. We had learned enough about Dave's story to know that he was an ex-evangelical minister and that his family relationships had really suffered as a result of his deconversion. We really wanted to connect with him, and WTBB seemed to present an opportunity too golden to pass up. I sent Dave a message through Facebook. Hi, Dave. First of all, I want to thank you for accepting my friend request. I saw you on AXP and was truly touched by your outlook. I have a podcast called blah, 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 blah. I won't get into the details of the rest of the message, nor the details of the interview that was to come. You can hear for yourself at WTBBpod.com. We had no idea that this interview was going to put us in a position where we could honestly call this beautiful man our friend. Dave is many things. He's an atheist activist. He's the guy who's dying out loud. He's a father and he's a son. He's an inspiration. He's probably a guy with a swelled head if he's listening. To me, he's everything I want to be. He's strong when he's got every excuse to be weak. He's transparent when being private would be safer. He's honest about his shortcomings when his public image should come first. He's generous with his time when he's got very little of it. All around, he's a good guy. Anyone who is even basically familiar with Dave probably knows most of the things I've shared. What I really want to highlight is what isn't public information. When we finished our first Zoom conversation with Dave, he started looking around. Bevan, come meet my friends, he called to the space outside the view of the camera. We got to chat with Dave and his girlfriend Bevan for quite a while. They invited us into their lives with open arms. Some people promise to keep in touch, but then you never hear from them again. Dave is not one of these people. When I was struggling with a bad attitude, Dave was the first one to offer meaningful support. He told me that he understands trying to be on all the time because people are watching and listening. He told me that he has those days too, and not to beat myself up. When I was nervous about interviewing one of my heroes, Dave was there to remind me that my hero was just a person. As I've mentioned, Dave is a friend, but he's also one of my heroes. And I want everyone to know that he is not just a person. He's a shining example of everything we should be. To learn more about Dave, visit daveoutloud.com and listen to our conversations with him on What I Like About You and When the Bow Breaks. I'll put links in this week's show notes. Thank you for listening.